Now we're going through 6 through 10 now. Who's your 6 through 10?
I got Chase at 6.
Mm, okay.
Uh, I thought that he missed some games last year too. I know he's on a contract year. There's also like talks of him like maybe sitting out for that contract, and
Mm,
if he does, it's going to hurt his stats. So he's definitely not going to be a top wide receiver if you sit out. But I got him at 6 because I just feel like that's a good spot for him. I know he was hurt last year a little bit, and he came back. That and Burrow was also hurt. So as long
mm-hmm.
as I think his QB play matters a lot
Yeah.
for Chase. I think other wide receivers, their quarterback doesn't necessarily matter, but I think Chase's matters a little more on who's throwing him the
Mm,
ball. I got Mike Evans at 7. He was
okay.
first in touchdown, ninth in yards, and he was like 26th in receptions. Like your top 10 in two categories was like bottom of catches. So
Yeah.
I know he's gonna try and get that entire Jerry this season. So he's gonna be aiming for that 1,000 yards, and he's also had multiple years of 13 touchdowns. So I don't know if he'll get 13, but I think at least 10 this season too.
Oh yeah. That's definitely attainable.
I got uh, Puka Nakua, who I know you think
Mm,
is going to have a super sophomore slump, but I think
yeah.
he's taken over this season as that number one guy over Cooper Cup. So I've
Okay.
got Puka Nakua at 8. 9. I know he didn't have a great quarterback last season, but I think he's still going to have a good season this year because I can't forget that he exists. Devontae Adams at 9.
Mm,
Devontae
yeah.
Adams can do it all. And number 10, I think the reason why I have this guy a little further is because the team he's on now has a lot of good wide receiver weapons. So I had to move him back a little bit because I don't know if he'll be getting all the targets like he was in Buffalo, and that's Stephon Diggs.
Okay. I like this. I like those selections actually. So we've got 3 out of the 5 same players, 2 different. I'll dive into my 6 through 10 for you real quick though. So number 6, I've got Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's on the outside looking in for me. I think he could easily be top 5 wide receiver after this year though in Detroit if he can continue to improve. And Jared Goff got that 5-year extension, so he's gonna be their quarterback for a while, and he loves looking his way as well as Sam Laporta. But number 6, I have Devonte Adams. I
Yes,
think
sir.
he's going to have an even better year than last year. Still a solid wide receiver. People kind of forget about him with these younger guys kind of taking over the league, but he's one of the best, if not the best, route runner in the NFL. So we cannot forget about Devonte Adams. Number 7, I've got the Houston man, Stephon Diggs at number 7. I think the CJ Stroud connection is going to be lethal, everybody, and you better watch out for the former Buffalo Bill, the former Minnesota Viking, Stephon Diggs. Number 8, I've got your boy, Mike Evans. I think he can continue to have great success with Baker Mayfield in that connection year 2, and hopefully have another year over 1,000 yards if he can stay healthy. I don't see why not. Um, And moving on to my number 9, I've got Debo Samuel. I think if he can stay healthy, I think he's going to have an insane year for the 49ers.
I have a question though.
Hmm.
Do you think he's going to have an outstanding year as a wide receiver, or is he going to have an outstanding year as a running back with the
I
jet
think
sweeps?
this year he'll be more of a wide receiver because I've heard trade talks around Brandon Ayuk, so that kind of scares me.
I
I
heard the
think if
opposite.
really,
I've heard trade talks for Debo.
okay, imagine they trade both of them. That's Jawan Jennings time. But and they got Ricky Pearsall, so you
Yeah,
never
that's
know.
what I heard. They're going to start using Ricky as the Debo role.
Mm. We could see that. But if one of those two guys goes, we'll have to update our list, everybody. But for me personally, I think that Debo Samuel is going to be a top 10 wide receiver for the upcoming year and be utilized in a multitude of ways like they have used him in the past under Shanahan. But my 10th receiver from Chicago, Keenan Allen. I
Keenan
think
Allen.
he had a career year last year with Justin Herbert on the Chargers. So with Caleb Williams, everybody. I think that he can continue to have great success. So I believe ultimately Keenan Allen will be a top 10 receiver this year.
Okay. Okay. That's not. I don't hate the picks.
Mm,
I'm taking Evans over Diggs right now. But
mm,
everything else, Adams above Evans is so close to me. when I was doing the
Yeah.
breakdown on the stats, I'm like, it is it is neck and neck in reality. So I would probably say I don't, but none of the list was wrong. Like to me, it wasn't wrong. I thought it was funny that you took we had St. Brown and Chase in opposite spots, but
Yeah, that is true.
no, that's fine. I definitely Allen actually kind of shocked me. I ain't gonna lie, you have Allen that
Mhm.
high. I do think he had a great
Well,
year, but all their wide receivers and weapons were hurt. Allen was the only one to throw to.
that is very true. Well, everybody, that was a mistake on my part, on myself, actually. I have um, Keenan Allen at 11, and my list was 6, Amon-Ra, Adams 7, Diggs 8, Evans 9, and Debo at 10. So I named 6 instead of 5. So Debo is my 10th. He's the top 10, last place there. Keenan Allen will be my 11th wide receiver, just barely creeping outside the top 10.
Okay, all right, so okay, I got you. I see Allen at 11 makes more sense to me than top 10. Uh,
Hmm.
but I'll give